A tomato clone is a sucker that was allowed to be grown almost to full size and then clipped off and made into a whole nother plant. I needed to thin out the plants with better airflow, so I went through, clipped them off. The sucker is in another arch of a existing stem, so it will take and deteriorate what is actually there, so that's why you see these leaves being discolored. I will clip them off because it's just taking away from the plant. So I went through and I'm going to thin out and prune and better airflow, therefore the energy of the plant is more efficient. The suckers here have been mildly pruned. I will have to be more efficient with it before I place it into the water. I am using a cup that I'm not going to drink out of. I got this from a movie theater. I'm going to be using light fertilizer to go in the water, so therefore the transition is smoother on the plant. It doesn't go in shock. The water I am using is reverse osmosis and deionized. The reason that is important is because it is clean, so therefore the efficiency of the food will get to the plant. The reason you need to clean up the leaves on the bottom of the plant is because if it was submerged into the water, you have the possibility of disease being formed, and then you're going to have not a healthy plant. So I went through and I'm cleaning up the stem and removing those leaves. It's a bummer because they're nice and healthy. So it's okay, more leaves will be grown. The food transition will help with that as well. I also did a 45-degree angle on the bottom of the stem itself, so therefore it will grow roots. The NPK, which is nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, is low, and the reason you want to do that is because you just want to help the transition of the plant. And with a light dose of food, you will prevent shock. I'm not going to use 4 tablespoons for the amount of water that I'm going to be putting into the cup. I used the cap provided by the manufacturer and only filled it halfway up. Put it into the cup that I am using to get a root growth. I am pouring in the water, but I am not going to go very high. I just want to make sure the bottom stem is going to be very submerged. Now, you do not dump this water. The sediment will go down. The reason is if you dump the water and replace it, you are going to have an issue with losing your root hormone. So only top off with the reverse osmosis water, and therefore you have a much more efficient root growth. Place your clones in a very bright area, so therefore it will be stimulated for growth.